You want to travel full-time, but you don't know how to afford it. In today's video, we are going over all the money questions that I receive as a full-time traveler. But first, if this is your first video of mine that you're seeing, hello, my name is Haley, and most of the months out of the year, I'm living out of my SUV and traveling, and then I go back to my home state of Arizona for the holidays, and then I stay for seasonal work, and then I start traveling again in April. Also, this last year, I backpacked throughout Europe for a little over 2 months, and I really want to get more into backpacking. So if you have any recommendations on safe, budget-friendly backpacking locations, please drop it down in the comments because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I want to do something more tropical and affordable. I will say Europe was a little bit more on the pricey end, which I would say I budget pretty well for that, but as an American going to Europe, it was a little bit more. And one last thing before we get into this video, if you enjoy lifestyle and travel content, please hit that subscribe button. I post every single Sunday at 10 a.m. One of the biggest questions I receive is how do I afford to travel? I'm going to share with you what I do and give you other things I've heard other people do that works great for them. I've been doing this lifestyle for almost 3 years, and I will say before even getting into this, I had a good amount in my checkings and my savings. Throughout the entire year, I do make money, but my biggest months are from November to April. That's when I'm back in my home state for the holidays, and then I also do seasonal work. These have been all my personal streams of income. One is my jewelry business, which is still fairly new. It's called Faithful Nomadic Finds, and I find things from sea glass, shark teeth, and I turn it into jewelry pieces. I also make friendship bracelets. I made stickers. So shameless plug, go shop faithfulnomadicfinds.com because that does help towards my travels. I do make very little on TikTok from TikTok views, TikTok shop, and when I do go live, I make a little bit there as well. I also make very little on YouTube. Hopefully one day YouTube would bless me and push out my videos. And with that being said, please make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, turning those post notifications on, help a small creator out. I have an Amazon storefront, which I have created so many videos and now I just need to post them. But when I'm home for the holidays and seasonal work, I have time to actually film content and just a space to film as well. And on occasion, I do have brands reach out and I have small collaborations with them. I do seasonal work from January to February. I work Monday through Friday. And then from the end of February all through March, I'm working every single day because I do spring training. There's a game every single day. And right now I'm actually dog sitting as well for the week, which if you're a returning subscriber, you're probably like, where are you? I'm in one of their guest bedrooms. I just fed the dogs. I played with them for a little bit. And while I'm filming this, I let them have a bone so they could chew on. So I could film this sit down video for an hour, maybe 2 hours. It'll probably take me like an hour and a half. So that's another thing. Dog sitting is actually something I really want to get more into. There's a website called Trusted House Sitters. So if you want to get into dog sitting, I believe on Trusted House Sitters, they don't pay you, but it's you watch our animals or our house exchange for you to live there. I started to look into that. I think it'd be really cool to travel around and dog sit. And yes, it would be nice to like trade for the living, but dogs can be a lot of work. So I think you should be getting paid for it. I'm blessed right now because this is just another part of income that is coming through during the time I am here. I have been doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, and I know DoorDash you can do in every single state. I'm not sure how it works with Uber Eats if you're allowed to be in another state and do it. I guess I'll find out because this will be my first year giving it a go because I would like to have another extra little source of income on top of my little bit that I make on TikTok, my little bit that I make on YouTube, and my jewelry business will slow down because I'm traveling, but some of that stuff will be coming with me so I can ship it wherever it needs to be. I also have been making some money on this app called Flip. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it has been bringing me in some extra money, which is super nice. That's everything I do, but there's a lot of things you can do. You can get an online job, which I personally had a hard time, but I know there's people that work corporate and they work from their van. I know other people that use Upwork and Fiverr to get short-term and long-term gigs, just different type of freelancing from photography, writing, copywriting, editing, people to create thumbnails, people to help them with their search engine tags, all sorts of different things. things. I personally never use them, but I know people that I have met have gotten jobs and opportunities off of that. I know so many people that use Worldpackers. You're not getting paid, but you get the free accommodation, and I believe some places do feed you as well if you work 10 to 20 hours, depending the place, where you are, the hostel, if it's a person's house, that type of thing. This is another big question that I get asked, and it's, do you have savings or retirement plan as a full-time traveler? For me personally, I do have a few stocks that I'm just not touching, and they're just gradually growing as they should. And I do have a Roth IRA that I put a chunk in each year. And to stay in this category, people will always be like, well, what about your future? You're not going to have money for your future, this, that. And it's crazy because when I do talk to older people, they'll be like, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. And you'll always hear, oh, I regret not being able to do that. It's too late for me to do this. And I don't want to regret not doing things. And when I was in Rothenburg, Germany, I actually listened to this conversation and I started crying when I was there. I did film a TikTok, so maybe I will insert it now. Not me getting emotional right now. Look at the tear. So I'm sitting here, right? There's an amazing view this way, and there's a bench right there. And this old couple sat down because the lady needed a break. Sitting there saying, I wish we would have done this when we were younger, because she felt bad that she had to keep stopping, is what I'm guessing. But he was so patient with her. I don't know, you could just tell she was feeling bad, and he was like reassuring her in the cutest way. Like, he was like, it's okay, just let me know when you're ready and we can just talk about our evening. And she's like, all right, where's our restaurant reservation at? And they just did that, and then they talked about the garden, and why is this so sad? It's like, seeing that, it just really hits me, because I know when I get to that age, I want to sit on a porch. I want to sit on a porch looking out at an amazing view, and I've already experienced everything that I have experienced. Of course, I want to travel as long as I can, but some of the hikes that I've been doing, there's just no way. And like, even here, I'm like, how do some of these people do it? I'm gonna start crying again. But it's things like that that make me realize I'm doing the right thing for myself. And if it does hurt my future a little bit, I know I'm not gonna regret it, because guess what? I'm okay if I'm living in a van down by the river. I don't need much, except for I would like to have a lot. But again, humbling myself, because I really don't need much, even though I think I'm meant for a luxury life. But I will always keep myself humbled. When I'm traveling, I am doing it as cheap as I can. I mean, again, I live out of my SUV and travel that way. I do occasionally treat myself to a hotel, but I use that from points. And I have worked with a few Airbnbs that were so much fun. And I know there are people that get paid to work with Airbnbs and hotels and resorts, and you know what? I would love to get there. And what would get me there is if you like, comment, and subscribe and help a small creator out, because it is really hard to grow on YouTube nowadays. I'm not saying that it was easy back then, but it was way different back then than what YouTube is now. And that goes with any social media platform, because there's just so many creators out there. It's just hard to get there. So help me out, because then we can go on some cool trips. But yes, for the most part, I'm very budget friendly, doing all the free things, from hiking, natural hot springs, random botanical gardens, beach, lakes. And then I have spent the money on things like skydiving, which that was my 1 year mark on YouTube, and my 2 year mark is coming up. And I feel like I don't really deserve anything for posting consistently now for 2 years, because I feel like I haven't had much growth from the 1 year mark to the 2 year mark. And I'm also saving a lot of money because I'm going to free camp spots rather than spending the money for a campground spot, which on the occasion I have, but I'm most likely staying at free campground spots. else. Now, when I backpacked throughout Europe, I would say I probably spent a little bit more than someone who is really, really budgeting, just because I never done something like this before. I'm a solo female traveler, didn't really know what to expect, where I was gonna be. I was literally moving every 2 to 4 days to a new location and planning as I was going, because I never plan anything in my life, which I'd probably save a lot more money if I actually planned. So if you're a planner, you might save some more money. Me, on the other hand, I just go with it. When you're backpacking, don't eat out at restaurants. Actually go to the grocery store, pick up some stuff. Really bum it. You don't need to be spending so much money on food. I personally don't think you need to be spending so much money on food. A lot of times I was just eating from the grocery store. It saved me a lot of money, and then I could put that money towards something else while backpacking. I did talk about credit card points, so let's touch a little bit of base into that, because I have had a credit card since I was like 16, and I am super blessed and super grateful that I had parents that taught me the value of money at a young age, and I just understood that I needed to pay my bills. I don't touch my debit card. The only time I use it is for the ATM. Other than that, I am a credit card girl, and no, I personally do not have any debt, and this is one of the biggest things I should touch base on. Do not start traveling if you have debt. Pay your debt off, save up, then start to do it. Because when it comes to credit cards, you can find specific ones that align with you. I personally love the Amex Platinum card, and yes, this is one you do have to pay for, but I think it's worth it. If you take a few flights out the year, you're already benefiting from what you have to pay for it, because you get access to the lounge, free food, unlimited drinks. It's super nice. I personally love it, and there's just a bunch of other perks that come with it. Then I just have my other credit card where I get anywhere from 2 to 5% cash back on any transaction that I do. So I just rack that up, save that up, and then I cash that out for money back. There are a lot of cards. If you take a lot of flights, there's Delta Sky Miles. Again, I can't tell you which one to go with, and this is not an ad, and maybe I could one day be sponsored by Amex. That's honestly on a bucket list of mine. Doing a video on one of their lounges would be so cool. If you happen to know someone who works for Amex, put my name in for me. I have a list of companies that I love and I would love to work with one day. A lot of times when I do stay at hotels, it's from points, and that's what I was also doing when I was in Europe, and I would treat myself to a hotel. And if you watched my Europe series, you know the last day I stayed in a very nice resort, and that was part of a $200 hotel deal that Platinum Amex gets. You get one thing each year. If you want to look into it more, you can. Once you get your credit card system down to a science, it's key, because one of my card payment is due at the beginning of the month and the other one is due at the end of the month. So I just flip-flop when I'm using them, and it just works out great for me. I don't know how to explain it, but you kind of figure it out as you go. I decided to ask ChatGPT money questions for full-time travelers, how to afford, because for some reason I'm just like blanking on, and there's a whole list, which I feel like they all kind of essentially go off of each other. There's a section they put fun and relatable questions. We're gonna do from this category, what's the dumbest thing you've wasted money on while traveling? And that would be the trains in Europe. I should have bought this one pass. It's unlimited rides throughout Europe. It is a bigger chunk up front, but I think all my little ones added up to that big chunk. And I didn't know this was a thing until a month and a half in, something around there. 100% look at the different train plans that they have, because you could be saving yourself so much money, especially if you are hopping around as fast as I did. Again, I was in a new place every 2 to 4 days, and I will say I did take a lot of buses, but I did take a lot of trains, and that pass just would have helped me out a lot. Let's do another ChatGPT. Would you still travel full time if you won the lottery? I would travel more. There would be signs that I won the lottery, but we can't get it mixed up, because to me, if I make it on YouTube, that is winning the lottery. It really is. But obviously I'm working for it. But to me, if I make it, that is quite literally winning the lottery. If I won the lottery, yes, I would be a lot more bougier traveling. Again, don't get this this mixed up because maybe I will make it on YouTube and you would know because we would be doing some really cool things. I would be traveling more, but I would also be smart and not waste all my money on traveling because I would also be investing. How do you find cheap flights, gas, or transportation? If you are looking for flights, just be flexible and look at all your options because I promise you 4 days when you originally want to leave, it will be a night and day difference. So as long as you can be flexible with your flights, that is a huge thing you can do. When it comes to gas, you can see on Google Maps how much each gas station is, and I do go to the one that's going to be cheaper, even if it's by 5 cents. It's just something you can do to save the extra few little pennies. My transportation's my car, and I already told you about Europe. Look into the train passes. All in all, I'm not making the big bucks, but I'm making enough to keep my travels going and still have money set aside for my retirement. I'm a big dreamer, and I truly believe one day all the little things that I'm doing will hopefully set me up for my future. If not, then your girl's just gonna be in a van down by the river. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm gonna show you the 2 dogs that I am dog sitting, and I might add a mini little vlog in of my day tomorrow from my seasonal work and dog sitting. If you want to stay and watch a little day in my life as a seasonal worker, dog sitter, stay. If this is all you came for, I hope you enjoyed this video and be sure to give it a thumbs up. Again, small creator, trying to make it. This house is absolutely gorgeous and I'm not going to show you it. There will be like small things like this room you'll see because of their privacy. The clouds are rolling in so fast because it's about to rain. Anyways, let me go get them. This one's Dave. Hi, Dave. One is Ivy. They're both so cute and so much fun, and I'm going to miss them so much, and this makes me want to get a dog so bad. Oh, you smell, oh, you're good. Dave's giving the camera kisses. This portion of the video is done. I will see you tomorrow morning for my little vlog. Dave literally sleeps in the bed the entire night and has to be touching you. Good morning, Ivy. Ivy sometimes joins us up here, but for the most part, it's just Dave and I. Good morning, Ivy. This one's for Dave, and that one's for Ivy. Some mornings they go to the bathroom first and then they eat, and other mornings they want to eat first. They're really good at telling you what they want. Also, last night I decided to take off all my jewelry and not sleep in anything, and I feel so naked right now. While they're eating, I'm gonna get dressed. There are construction workers coming over this morning around 8. It's currently like 7:20 a.m. so, and I've been up since like 6:45. I just have been laying in bed. And next time you see me, I will be dressed. I told you I'd be back when I got finished dressed, but they're both done eating. I'm dressed for my seasonal job, but it's cold outside. I'm gonna throw this hoodie back on, and now let's go let them out. I also need to feed the koi fish, so I feed them in the morning. Which is normally where both of them are, but this toys is Dave, and he likes to play tug of war. And Ivy likes when you throw the ball. Good girl. Ready? Okay. They went to the bathroom and then we played outside for 15-20 minutes, and then this is just like our routine. They have our routine down. When I'm like, okay, let's go back inside, they know I'm gonna take this time to get ready and then we'll go back outside and play. And then the second time we go outside and play, they give me a hard time on coming back inside. Not really a hard time, they just know I'm gonna leave. Since the contractors are here, they let them out and stuff, and then I come back midday. So they're seeing people. While this face mask dries, I'm going to French braid my hair. I will be back. I'm gonna braid my hair. Braids are done. Face mask is basically dry. You're supposed to keep it on for 20 minutes. It's been about 12 or 13, and I'm just gonna rinse it off now so I can start my makeup. My makeup is done. I'm also not liking how my braids turned out. And I don't even know if it's a straight line because I was struggling with that this morning. Sometimes I can do it in the first or second try. Other times it's 10 to 20. Ivy is over there and Dave fell asleep like this. I didn't realize today was a D-backs game, so I did change. I just changed the top. My pants are still the same. Realized I missed a chunk in my hair, but we're just gonna leave it. All right, let's go play with them again. On my way, I went to stop and grab some Dunkin', and this is supposed to be an iced vanilla chai with almond milk, and it's giving milk. It's not giving any chai. It definitely has a lot of almond milk. And then yesterday I did finish up all my fruit and my yogurt that I had. So I got this sourdough, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I'll see you at my seasonal job. My camera's in my bag, but I just wanted to update you. I'm at the stadium. It's a gorgeous day, and today is the D-backs and White Sox. Here's the calm before the storm. I think it's gonna be a busy day. I came back to the house to let the dogs out and play with them for a little bit. I also gave them a quarter of a treat when I first got in. Look at Ivy right now. Yes, Ivy. His toy back here. Hey, Dave, come here. Come here, Dave. Okay. But yeah, and in a little bit I will go back to the stadium and finish up work, and then I will be back. I finished up with work. I ended up running inside of AJ's Foods to pick up some fruit, and I did get some ice cream as well. And now I'm just feeding the dogs. There you go, Dave. You ready, Ivy? Let's go. Come over here. There you go. I think when they're done eating, I'm gonna take them on a walk just because I have a lot of editing to do, so I want to make sure they're getting enough energy out. This is everything I got at AJ's. I got some blackberries, raspberries, and I also got some of these. And then if you know, you know, this is the best stuff ever. Specifically the caramel cookie crunch. I'm gonna put this all away, and while they're still eating, I'm gonna film a few TikToks, and then we'll go on the walk. We just got done going on a walk. Something I didn't mention, when I went back to the stadium, I did get some beef nachos, and that's basically what my dinner is for the evening. I'm gonna let them chill out for a minute, cool down. I'm gonna get some of my editing done. I just tried these and they are so good. I wish that they were bigger. They're absolutely delicious, and you need to try them if you see them. Also, if you're ever in Arizona, you need to try this lemonade. I got the strawberry lemonade, and it's delicious. It's that time where we're gonna watch a movie, and Ivy likes to sit front and center every single time. What are we gonna watch tonight, Ivy? And Dave likes to sleep on the beanbag chair. And while I play the movie, I'm gonna start editing for YouTube. I'll be back when... Oh, no, I'm gonna stay here, Ivy, but I will be back and check with you guys on what movie we watch. We're gonna go with Interstellar. That's where she sits the entire time, and she actually watches the whole thing. I don't know what she really got excited about, but she got up. You like the movie, Ivy? We're taking a little movie break to go potty and be outside. Nice little head scratch. Okay, you ready to go back inside? And I'm gonna take a little bit of a break of editing, and I'm actually gonna watch the movie and enjoy this gelato. Ivy's already back into watching the movie, and Dave's already passed out again. The movie is done. I let them outside. I still have quite a bit of editing to do, so it's gonna be a late night, but they're gonna just chill out, and I'm gonna be editing away. I've enjoyed dog sitting so much, and it's just crazy how fast time goes by, because I can't believe I've been here for a week already, and I basically have a week left of seasonal work, and it's just, time is going by so fast. I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I will see you in the next one.